Let's line again, because I don't remember. Aldine, I made a breakthrough. After uncountable days and nights, I finally hearkened to the crystal's whispers. And I must say... Professor Claudine, where are your manners? While I understand all too well your enthusiasm, I must remind you that even the most academically inclined prefer a composed recounting of events. Yes, of course. My apologies, Aldine. Being consumed by my research for so long, I am afraid I have quite forgotten how to engage in civilized conversation. Me during university. In that case, perhaps we should start from the beginning. With the crystal set adrift upon the ethereal tides, containing the memories of a party yet unknown, they cried out for deliverance from Pandemonium, where the ancients kept volatile creations under lock and key. You yourself witnessed the power devouring the facility from within, and the advent of a divine monstrosity wrought of mythic beast and powerful mage. Fortunately, your martial prowess and combined magical talents of your companions Themis and Erichthonius was sufficient to restore order to the circles of Asphodelos, but the greater threat remains. In the depths of Pandemonium, present yet stirs, its intentions and identity shrouded in mystery. That is the issue at hand, is it not? Yeah, that's it. Since you returned to us, we worked tirelessly to discern the nature of the crystal. In the process, I detected an anomalous etheric signature, which I believe arose from the memories stored within. Analysis of this pattern suggested a feeling of loss and yearning, specifically the yearning to be made whole. Indeed, ambient readings have revealed a faint but identical signature. This can only mean that another such crystal exists in our time. Oh. So, my friend, I must depart to search for it forthwith. By tracing the matching etheric signature to its source, I believe it will be a simple matter to find our crystal's twin. Professor, will this expedition be carried out only by us? Or will Aldine grace us with his protection? I'm afraid he has more pressing matters to attend to, my dear Rusino? Namely, to seek out the secrets which lie nestled within Pandemonium, where this all began. From all that we have heard, it appears the time traversal from the Crystal Tower is not fluid. That is to say, one can travel can but travel in predetermined intervals. It would be prudent to check in on occasion in case there are any unanticipated changes. As for you, my loyal assistants, I would ask you to remain here and continue cataloging the ancient creations. You can't mean... Do you intend to search for the crystal on your own? Why, yes. That would be the most efficient use of resources, would it not? In fact, I have already commissioned a ship and pilot for that very purpose. I trust you to take good care of the laboratory in my absence. Oh, okay, bye. Jesus. I apologize for that somewhat abrupt departure. When progress is in sight, Professor Claudine tends to become blind to all else. Indeed, he has been worse than usual. While I cannot fault him for his excitement, I do wish he would spare a thought for those around him. For reasons unknown, the crystal seems loath to be overheard. Much as it spoke only to you last time, none but the professor has been able to capture its etherical yearning, which is certainly to convince me that he can solve this puzzle on his own. How about that? Surely after some time alone, he'll come to remember how valuable we are. The search for this crystal seemed to be a simple enough matter. Let him have his adventure, and upon his return, I'm certain he'll be back to his usual self. As for you, Aldine, it may be best to return to Pandemonium, as Professor Claudine suggested. Speaking of which, I did have a request of my own to make. Traveling to Pandemonium requires you to pass through Elpis, correct? There is something I would have you investigate in my stead. While those creations confined within Pandemonium are considered to be failures, I doubt that's their whole story. barring exceptional cases, they must have been under observation in Elpis before being consigned to their shackles. And if we know anything about the Ancients, it's that they would have kept thorough records of the results. Ah, brilliant. Delving into these records may shed light on creatures Aldine has yet to encounter. If your theory proves correct, that is. While there are no guarantees, it certainly beats the current strategy of rushing forward blindly with only his strength to carry the day. For your own sake, as well as ours, please unearth what information you can. Actually, just while I'm thinking on that, oh, it is all the same gear, isn't it? Is it? Fending looks like that. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, right. Forgot about that. Because if I remember correctly, in Eden, that's the one. In Eden, I think there were different glamours for different tiers, like for normal and savage. Don't you do it. Thank you. You seek records of Pandemonium's creations. Master Themis has just finished pursuing the very same. I should not be surprised if we both arrived at the same conclusion. Oh no, Themis is right there. I should not be surprised if we both arrived at the same conclusion. Luckily, I have saved you the trouble and gleaned what information I could. Ah, so you know each other. I was dreading having to once again scour the archives. But perhaps instead I'll rest for a spell. If there's anything else, I shall take my leave. Or if there's nothing else, I shall take my leave. As should we, for I have undone the warding sigil blocking the entrance to Abyssos. I came here merely to chase an idle suspicion while awaiting your return. Fortunately, while Pandemonium's protective wards continue to be assailed by our unknown foe, there have been no fluctuations so great as to make me doubt Ericthonius's capacity to keep watch over Asphodelos while I'm away. He works diligently to master interment, that he might deliver the creations back to their cages by his own hand. I thought it best to give him time to hone his craft. And since fate has brought us both here, I would ask you to accompany me while I attend to another matter. More idle suspicions that I would like to chase down. Rest assured, it should not take long. I simply have a few questions to ask an acquaintance of mine. Come, he has agreed to meet us near the Neus to Pandemonium. He says, while I pull out Phoenix. God, I love the nighttime music in this place. Shame it's shit weather tonight. This is a good mount. Like, my favorite bit of it is coming up here. because it's the bit that plays after, the death of, Zodiac. It honestly makes me want to pick up keyboard again. Such a good fucking melody. As I have pondered our expedition into Pandemonium, I could not help but be mystified by how strongly the waters we encountered felt for Lahabrea, whether it be for good or ill. That lake in this area in general, do you remember the importance of it? Isn't this where we chased around, I didn't actually have a good look around here. I know that one of the lake areas is where we chased, Meteon. Because the only other place that looked like this that we went to was when Hermes was telling us about, like, the lightning arcane beings. I'm pretty sure I'm right, but, yeah. According to the sightseeing log, Leith, following a process of exhaustive testing, a creation deemed unsuitable for release into the world is brought to this lake, where its energies are magically unbound, allowing it to dissipate. It is at once the most beautiful as well as the most sorrowful locale in Elpis. Jeez, I did not know that. I really should do more of the sightseeing log, honestly. That gives like the kind of like little tidbits of background to a place that honestly I do care about, but I haven't chased it down yet. So I appreciate that, Tanaka. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I said that twice. It's been a long day. Hesperos and Erichthonius were two sides of the same coin. The former looked to his mentor with absolute devotion, while the latter looked to his father with bold hatred. Right. I would not expect a familiar such as you to understand this, but such extreme emotions toward a single individual are quite rare indeed. Naturally, I feel gratitude toward my mother and father, yet we are all equals in the larger picture of the star. This view is not unique to myself. It is more or less accepted as the way of things. By contrast, the researchers of Pandemonium seem to view Lahabrea with a feeling approaching obsession. Whether driven by love or hate, they have all been drawn to him. There were many other aspects of the facility's particulars I found troubling besides. I decided the best course of action would be to go straight to the source and pose my questions to a member of the Words of Lahabrea. What's up? My apologies to have kept you waiting, Master Themis. I understand you are conducting an investigation of Pandemonium and wish to know of its origins. Indeed. In particular, I wish to know why exactly Pandemonium was built directly under Elpis. The facility is overseen by the Words of Lahabrea, after all. Why keep it so close to Elpis, whose governing body has no say in its day-to-day operations? At first I thought it to be simply a matter of convenience. Those creations which were deemed failures by the researchers of Elpis could be easily ushered into their new homes. Imagine my surprise when a trip to the archives revealed that many of the creations were sent from organizations beyond Elpis, including from the Words of Lahabrea themselves. Given this, albeit limited, information, I cannot but feel that the Academia Anaida would have been a more fitting locale. What does Elpis have that cannot be found here? Or there? So come... Also, once out of cutscene, come down to the boardwalk. Okay. These are fitting questions, and ones we have asked ourselves many times in recent years. Alas, the nature of Pandemonium's construction does not lend itself to relocation. When first it was built, circumstances weren't as they are now. As you surmise, the majority of the creations kept within Pandemonium were sent from Elpis. Yet as the years passed, interests changed. Failures in creations deemed too flawed even to submit to Elpis, paradoxically, drew the attention of Pandemonium's researchers. Huh. Well, that is quite the change. In fact, almost runs counter to the facility's original purpose. Who is it that decides which creations will be subject of research? Master Lahabrea. Such authority is reserved for the chief keyword, and he has taken it upon himself to step into that role. So if Pandemonium's resources were being misused, it would be under Lahabrea's authority, correct? I know not what you're suggesting, but the keywards also hold some sway within the facility. Not even Master Lahabrea would be free from their scrutiny. They are duty-bound to report any irregularities as soon as possible. Although I admit, as of late, their communication has been somewhat sporadic. We but recently received a report from one of the keywards stating that all is well within Pandemonium's halls. Well, that ain't fucking right. Really? Are you certain that a keyword sent it? Yes, of course. Our communications suffered a temporary obstruction, but I can assure you that the words did their due diligence in confirming the identity of the sender. Thank you. This information will be helpful to my investigation. That will be all for my prying. Then I shall take my leave. While you are yet permitted to conduct your investigation freely, I must remind you that the warder's work is delicate, and it would be remiss to disturb them for longer than is necessary. So they're all in on it. All is well. Blatant lie. And to that we can both attest. One of the remaining keywards is most certainly in league with the party behind this. Oh, I get... Okay, at least one. Sure. Let us hurry. I know not why our adversary sent that report, but it is plain that we must return to Pandemonium with haste. Well, we did see at least one ancient that seemed to be, I mean, down at the boardwalk. Oh. Hi. Wait, are you... Have we met before? I feel like we've met before. Oh. Thank you. That will serve me well in the next 4 raids. Oh, damn it. I was really hoping I'd have Phoenix join me for the final ride, but there. I cannot guess as to why this false report has arisen now, but it certainly bodes ill, as does the knowledge that our mysterious mastermind has at least one more keyword to puppet. Regardless, they have tipped their hand, and we would be remiss to leave Ericthonius at the mercy of their machinations. Let us hope no harm has befallen him. Oh, he's outside. Hey, bud? Oh, he might be training. Not quite. I've traced these sigils countless times, yet still I lack the strength to maintain the spell. Now time works against me. I can no longer be victim to my own ineptitude. What? Who goes there? There is something to be admired in such single-minded effort. Oh, this might be someone communicating through it. There is something to be admired in such single-minded effort, even if your methods leave much to be desired. Isn't that one of the Phoenix's things? You allowed this familiar to catch you unawares. Have you set your sights so high as to forget you walk upon the earth? I know this creature. A familiar of the Phoenix. But that monster is locked away. That it is. In spite of the trouble I went to in freeing it, I might add. Begrudge me for addressing you in this ill-fitting form if you must, but with control of Asphodelos wrested from my grasp, it is simply the best I can offer you. Hide if you will, but mark my words, I will find you, and make you pay for the chaos you've sown. Now, there's no need for such, hostility. Calm heart stays the course. The wisdom of Lahabrea, your father. And how would you know what wisdom he speaks? I have heard those words many times. The scolding of a tutor whose students struggled to grasp the most rudimentary lessons, seething with disgust. Excuse me. No. I'm not told that to anyone. Not even keyboard Hesperos. That can only mean one thing. That still you insist on mocking me. Stop this farce, Lahabrea! At last you moved to keep up. Pity that you remain behind nevertheless. What? As ever you are, always you fail to learn, fail to understand, fail to act. And though fate deigned to offer an escape, you remain here. You are bereft of magical prowess and common sense both. But you need not despair. Dull though you may be, you are yet indispensable to Pandemonium's great experiment. This is the affection I remember. Tell me, did I ever once measure up to your expectations? You shall. Take pride in that, and rejoice to see your wish fulfilled. What? What wish? Come, and all shall be revealed. All this rage, this hatred, is but a consequence of ignorance. Our designs align more than you know. What are you? Uninvited guests join our reunion. Seems fortune no longer favors you. Do you think I have no interest? I have any interest in listening to you prattle, to your prattle, let alone bowing to your will? I'm no longer a child. My faith lies with those who have earned it. So, these are the heroes who brought Hesperos low, even as power divine flowed through his veins. It is plain there are worthier subjects to contend with. There's an interesting flair for the warp. Just what was that familiar after? Thank you. If you had shown up even a moment later, I shudder to think what would have become of me. There's something I must tell you. I know who's behind this. There is but one person who can hold thrall over familiar creation and keyword alike. Yeah, it's fucking Lahabrea. Masks of the Father. Ericthonius is certain he knows the identity of Pandemonium's assailant. And so there can be one conclusion. Lahabrea was the driving force behind the chaos from the start. There is logic to that. There are few with the wherewithal to even consider experimentation on such a scale, let alone the capacity to create demigods from man and beast with the rest of us none the wiser. Considering the magnitude of his work with the convocation and the words, his relatively minor role as chief keyword comes under little scrutiny, even as it provides him the authority to wield dangerous magics. It may serve as a veil and mantle both. Still, I find the notion hard to accept. The misdeeds perpetrated here could not have been done by the Lahabrea I know. You have met him, yes. Do you think he is capable of this? Yeah, actually. Lahabrea is capable of far more than you know. Is he? So you believe Lahabrea to be a man of few scruples if it brings his goals closer in reach? That alone should be enough, but let me assure you, Lahabrea holds nothing so dear as his own ambition. While he may not be one to let emotions stand in the way of his mission, I cannot believe there are no depths to which he would not stoop. Although we met but briefly, the impression he left on me stands in stark contrast to your evaluation. Though his methods are yet unorthodox, they seemed guided by a firm understanding of what is just. There's one way to find out for certain. We delve deeper into Pandemonium and pull back the curtain on this mystery of ours. A wise course. I would not deny the truth if I saw it with my own eyes, even if it was discomforting to behold. Then we must move forward with no excessive caution. Lahabrea, or whoever is behind this, has likely spread their tentacles into every corner of Pandemonium. We can safely assume the other keywords won't greet us with open arms. Agreed. Let us make our way through Abyssos one careful step at a time. I shall stay by Ericthonius' side, in case our enemies think to target him again. Could I trouble you to take the vanguard? Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Thank you. As a precaution, I shall safeguard you with a simple spell. This will ensure that even should we become separated, my phantom warriors will still come to your aid. If it does come to battle, the keyword's magics will put us at a disadvantage once again. Luckily, we have you to even the scales somewhat. I trust you shall be liberal with your weight. Goddamn right. Oh, we're going... Okay, yep. Straight into it. Alright, well, hopefully there are a fair amount of people doing this one tonight. 5 minutes. Okay, that's fine. Oh god, I really need to pee. Judging from the demeanor of that familiar, there is little doubt that our enemy has a tight grip on Pandemonium and its denizens. We will be vulnerable. Just what is Lahabrea planning? What role do I play in his schemes? That's a very good question, Ericthonius. That's the one bit I can't seem to grasp. Because Like, I'm actually really surprised that we're, like... God damn it. I'm actually really surprised that, like, we're going into this and, like, Lahabrea, at least from the trailer, too, has been very forward of, like, yep, no, it's me. I'm like, I don't know if I believe that. I don't know how much I actually believe that, to be honest. Really not sure how much I actually believe that. What else can I do in the meantime? There isn't really much else I can do. Help. P. No, if it's a 5-minute queue, I can't really take the time to do it, honestly. Oh, I can't do fucking... Oh, and the 5th got... Oh, yeah, see, no. No way. You just gotta find 2 tanks. That won't be anything. It also looks like the carbuncle's gonna be the first encounter, which makes sense. Like, did they show off the first encounter of the first raid last time? I don't know if they did. I might be wrong, but I feel like they didn't. Not in, like, a live letter or anything. To be fair, though, it came out with the release of Endwalker, so, like, there's a bunch of other shit, that's, there was obviously a bunch of other shit happening at the same time. Sorry, I need to look something up real quick. I'm actually not sure what to do. Let me think. Is there any non-instant stuff that I can do? I mean, I could level Paladin a bit more. Oh, never mind. I could also just go into the raid. Oh, God. Alright. Raid fight number 1. Cool. Barely took 3 steps in there. Oh, that's some good music, though. Hi, Carby. How's it going? Level 100 summon. Someone literally in chat made the same joke. So you still want edgies? I mean... Two. Crunch. Topaz stones. Okay, they had magic markers on them. Okay. Topaz stones again. Ah! Oh, that's cool. So even the AoE... Oh, but... Okay. So the wall, like, amplifies things if they can be. Interesting. So Ray, get behind him. Buster. Oh. Oh dear. Oh, there's gonna be some weird fucking like, tilting mechanics, aren't there? Stones. So, find... Yep. Okay. Doing anything else, or are you... Okay. Oh, there was an extra stone there, so there was only one good space there. Good to know. It's definitely a swap. Venom Scroll. Stones without the wall? Oh no, there's toxic ones now. Okay. Oh no. Okay. What the fuck does all of that mean? I didn't see the way that went. Oh, I guess we follow it around. Yep. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, okay. Oh, yep, okay. Blow again. Topaz stones. Oh god. Topaz cluster? Oh, it's just the, yeah, the delayed one. There we go. That was a really cool fight. Did E8S teach you enough about mirrors? Well, to be fair, I feel like that's a lot less mirrors than E8S. Like, significantly less mirrors, if I'm being honest. I'll take any of the jewelry. Pass on everything else. Used to go so hard, I love it. Yeah, it's real good. And now we're going to be standing here for a while everyone... Oh no, everyone's out now. Fuck. Okay, good. Okay, I got one of the rings. That's cool. Why did I get 6 commendations for that? Holy shit. What? So this is where research is conducted on creations imbued with poisons and venoms. Ericthonius and I were conveyed not far from here. It seems our foe is finding it more difficult to surprise us. Fortunately for you, since they appear particularly keen to see you dispatched as quickly as possible. Yeah. Even alone, you're a force to be reckoned with. Part of me is glad you emerged victorious, that I might observe you further. Hey! It's him. Were the circumstances different, I might thank you for keeping my son alive for this long, but I believe we can forego introductions, unless I have misread you. Lahabrea. Possibly perceptive. Yes, I am Lahabrea, of the Convocation of 14. If you truly are who you claim to be, then answer this question. That can wait. Oh, what is this? Now this is curious. The trap I wove at your feet reacts to ether, but you remain unaffected. Such thin ether, and an unfamiliar composition besides. It is of no matter, I suppose. A more direct approach will beget the same results. I would advise you to think carefully before deciding your next action. Strike me down here, and Ericthonius' wish shall remain unfulfilled. Never again shall he meet Athena. Mother? You would dare hide behind her name? Listen well, Ericthonius. We are of the same mind concerning your mother. You have your allies for protection, so what harm is there in hearing me out? Ericthonius, wait. There is a question I must needs ask first. If you truly are Lahabrea, why speak such blatant lies? Bitter in defeat, are we? Say my name. A simple request. Themis, was it? Trifles soon forgotten as are you. That's not his name, is it? I have my answer. The Lahabrea that I knew took pride in the Convocation and would never suffer its denigration. You sully his station with this farce. Themis, what are you saying? Lahabrea and I hardly saw eye to eye, but I know his voice when I hear it. Indeed, he makes a passing fine imitation in appearance and manner. However, the real Lahabrea would never call me by the name Themis. What trouble have you gotten yourself into, Elidibus? Oh! So, he already has that seat? Wait, what the fuck is going on? Imposter. You have no right to claim that form, that mask. I knew this couldn't be that straightforward. What? Who? It was a mask that sickened me to wear. The mask of Lahabrea, a man who values his position above all, who would murder his own wife in pursuit of duty. Yet you would assume my name and wield my powers that are mine by right. Any worth you may have hinges on that which you so despise. Such trite provocations. I will not be goaded into finishing this ere my work is done. Ericthonius, listen well. I am Hephaestus. Ah! And it is I whom you should call father. I mean, there is a closer resemblance than to Lahabrea. What in the name of creation? Lahabrea, you got some fucking explaining to do. We would do well not to stand idle while our enemy is about. I believe an explanation is in order, Elidibus. Let us return to safety so you may provide it. Ah, that sounds more like the Lahabrea I know. Before we depart, however, I must offer you an apology. As Lahabrea said, I am Elidibus, one of the convocation and emissary of their will. For reasons which do not involve you, it was necessary to hide my identity while investigating this place. Still, that hardly excuses my deception. And that's why you've got white hair, but you really have black hair? Maybe? I had a feeling. Your perceptiveness does not surprise me. When the time comes, it shall make my explanation all the easier to understand. In any case, we have pressing matters to attend to. Let us do as Lahabrea suggested and return to the gates. We can speak there. Please help him. Save him. Guess it was nothing. Although that might be similar to the voice. I see the Elidibus has chosen to keep odd company. Such a vexing composition of ether you possess. As you are aware by now, I am known as Elidibus. After my dear friend Azim and I detected irregularities in Pandemonium, we decided the best course of action would be to hide my station as I conducted my investigation. I'm sure Lahabrea as well is eager to find out why I hid who I was, so I shall save that story for later. First, I would like to speak of you, my friend. Although neither Azim nor I had ever met you in the flesh, you came with us with his highest recommendation. That alone was enough for me to accept you as an ally without question. Wait, so that was no joke. Azem knew we would be around. That somewhere in the world, a guiding star so similar to himself was out there amused. That somewhere in the world, a guiding star so similar to himself was out there amused Azem to no end. There was not a shade of doubt in his heart that you would be a formidable ally. Furthermore, I've heard stories that Mistress Vinar, who held the position of Azem previously, journeyed with a familiar much like yourself. That made the decision to trust you all the easier. She too now dons the white robes of an advisor. If she placed her absolute faith in you, I knew I would be in capable hands. Wait, hold on. I have heard stories that Mistress Vinar, who held the position of Azem previously, journeyed with a familiar much like yourself. I guess there's no reason for that. There's no reason that couldn't get out, so, like... Because I was about to say, like, wait, people knew that, like, the actual situation, but no, it's more likely that, that story obviously came about because of the events in Elpis, and yeah. Aware though I was of the path you had walked, I had no interest in exposing you. I merely wanted to meet you, to travel by your side for a while. I may know but a small portion of your whole story, but that is enough for me to believe you would never lead me astray. I wanted to tell you that. Well then. A Keyward's jail. Eric Thonius is resolutely avoiding his father's eye. They really are standing across from each other like that. I don't know how long it's been since we last spoke, Lahabrea, and truth be told, I had hoped we would never would again. But I see now that I was a fool to think I would ever escape your meddling. Just what is that thing that called himself Lahabrea? And why is he the spitting image of your younger self? Oh. Wait. No, that is Lahab... Okay. I find it hard to believe you've only... just now found out such a being was wreaking havoc in Pandemonium. Did you think matters would simply sort themselves out? I suppose you deserve at least a cursory explanation. I was well aware of the anomalies occurring within Pandemonium, including the fact that Azem and Elidibus had taken it upon themselves to investigate. I saw no reason to insert myself into the situation. For a time, that was. Imagine my surprise when instead of a formal report from you and yours, I received a communication from one of the Keywards stating the research and operations were proceeding as usual. While Hephaestus' deception was almost childish in its simplicity, it became plain to me that your grasp on the situation was slipping. So you knew of his existence from the beginning? I can hardly imagine that you would suffer another to masquerade as one of the Convocation, not without good reason, at least. As you well know, the name Lahabrea is but a marker of my station. It is not the name I was born with. Hephaestus has claimed that for himself. I cannot fault him for it, as he is my other half, in a manner of speaking. He knows all that I know, my equal in every way. Yet within his heart is naught but greed, envy, and desire. All the emotions that are loath to acknowledge within us. All the emotions we are loath to acknowledge within ourselves. If what you say is true, what purpose would such a being serve? He is the product of experimentation gone awry. A reminder of the days when I was yet young and reckless. I thought him sealed away for good, but it seems time has a way of unearthing the shame we bury. When he spoke of my mother, he looked at you with venom in his eyes, blamed you for her death. Tell me, Is he right to do so? His words were but the ramblings of a tortured mind. The hatred and despair he endures has warped his view of the world irreparably. And now that he is awakened, he must be put to rest. If he succeeds in breaching Pandemonium's protective wards, he shall invite disaster onto our star. As Chief Keyword of Pandemonium, it is my duty to decide the proper course of action. As such, I declare that all research shall be summarily abandoned and the facility destroyed. What? You would lead the other warders to their doom? It is a choice befitting Lahabrea. Do you disagree? You speak of duty, and ours is to guide our star and its inhabitants upon the correct course. It is no surprise that you would choose annihilation of Pandemonium if its existence posed even the remotest risk to our people. Yet, as you can see by Ericthonius' response, the decision is somewhat more nuanced than that. Azem and I grappled with this conundrum for some time, in fact. That is precisely why I chose to involve myself directly. It was the only way I could truly determine the best solution. You need not trouble yourself with that further. The Chief Keyword must prevent the worst from occurring, no matter the cost. Your feelings, Elidibus, are of no consequence. Have you taken even a moment to consider another path? No! You spared nary a thought for aught but yourself and your duty. You have no idea of the trials we've endured, the foes that Aldine has stood against. Aldine, is it? Being of such ether as I have never seen. What are you? He is the guiding star that shall lead us safely through this. Thanks to his stout arm and steadfast courage, we have subdued the mythic creations and returned them to their selves. Speaking of which, I would hear your opinion, Aldine. As outsiders, we are in a unique position to look upon the circumstances with our vision unclouded by attachment. It's too soon to give up on saving the others. Lahabrea can't be trusted. What was that you said about being an emissary? It's too soon to give up on saving the others. Agreed. We still know next to nothing about Hephaestus, and I highly doubt Lahabrea has been forthcoming with the truth. But we've managed to regain control of Asphodelos. He must be made to see that there's merit in continuing on this path. I have it. Speak in your official capacity as Elidibus, the emissary. Judge which approach is more sound, and even Lahabrea would be compelled to listen. As Elidibus, I am duty-bound to assess the matter from a position of impartiality. My opinion as Themis can carry no weight. You understand what that means, yes? I do. Even so, you've walked with us all this time, seen what you've seen. Based on that alone, I trust that you'll find the best way forward. Very well. Then in my capacity as emissary, I shall state my judgment. At present, there are merits both in destroying Pandemonium outright and in taking time to rescue its researchers, and neither is yet an impossible task. Therefore, I judge that the most measured choice would be to continue upon our present course. We delve into Abyssos, interring any mythic creations we encounter along the way. You have yet to witness Aldine's might and Ericthonius' resolve. I would ask that you see our capabilities firsthand, and only then decide if our endeavor is futile. Such is the will of the emissary, then I shall obey. However, if indeed I find your strength to be lacking, I trust there will be no objections to the immediate destruction of Pandemonium. Needn't worry about that. We won't fail. You were bolder than I remember. You're even more tedious than I remember. Aldine, come find me when you're finished. Elidibus, why did you have black hair? Tell me. Ericthonius is understandably frustrated, but if we are to conquer Abyssos, we must go forth with clear heads. Pray lend an ear to his troubles, that their weight might be lightened. I think I'm actually going to take a quick pee break, because I really need to pee. So, I will be right back. You needed to pee 20 minutes ago. I mean, yeah, I kinda did, but shut up. Story was happening. I wasn't gonna stop doing that. Alright. Oh, for fuck's sake. Cannot mount in this area. You do have my gratitude, ill-fit as I am to show it at the moment. Without your words to sway him, Lahabrea would have carried out his plan without a second thought. When at first we realized the creations had slipped their bonds, the other keywards did all in their power to restore order. Even though they could have chosen escape, they remained to aid their allies. I'm certain not a soul among them would wish to see this facility erased from the world. They don't deserve to be abandoned simply for carrying out their duty. And besides, Hephaestus has secrets yet untold. Secrets that would be buried if a pandemonium were reduced to rubble. I mean to uncover the truth behind his words. Truth of my mother. While Lahabrea was quick to dismiss his claims, I failed to see what Hephaestus would gain by fabricating such a story. All I was told of my mother's death was that she perished in an accident. No one would say more. It was almost as if they feared saying more, in fact. Even if it was not Lahabrea that dealt the fatal blow, we've seen with our own eyes how quickly he can condemn others to die. I only wish to know at last what befell her. What do you think, Haldane? Does the Lahabrea you know have any regard for the lives of others? Or will he carry out his duty with another's blood on his hands? He always was a man who worked from the shadows. He once used my ally as a vessel for his own twisted ends. I have no idea what he might be like in this age. What would possess him to do that? Even for Lahabrea, such an act would be a black mark against him if it were made known. Can't imagine how much your ally suffered. But it is plain there is much to consider. Thank you, Aldine. It's easier for me to get carried away by emotion when where he's concerned. We should focus on the task at hand. Proving to Lahabrea that we are capable of saving Pandemonium and its keepers. The most convincing way to do that will be to regain control of Abyssos. Though I'm loath to admit it, he would know more about these depths than any of us, and seeing as how we require every advantage we can afford. Aldine, would you speak to him for us? He seems to have a special interest in your capabilities, and may deign to help at your suggestion, if only to see what you can do. Ericthonius appears to have a deep trust in you, and Elidibus tells me you share some relation to Azem. Your unusual ether does not mark you as a familiar. It's unlike anything I have ever seen, even among the countless concepts I have observed. To think that I would encounter an existence I could not create by my own hand. Azem never ceases to surprise. The previous Azem was much the same. Taking the entirety of the star into consideration, she came to hold dear emotions and people that a more logical mind would have discarded. This made her act in her own self-interest more often than not. Just as you and Elidibus have conducted yourselves in this manner. True danger of Azim's nature is in its tendency to infect all those he comes into contact with. Emmett Selk said much the same. Trust that I shall do naught that would violate my duty. And yet you so frivolously invoked your authority as emissary to justify this little excursion. It matters little, however. Only your deeds can speak for you now. You wish to know more of Abyssos, I take it. Although I no longer have control over many of its functions, I can yet sense what creations lie within. The Chief Keyword's reach is far indeed. Well then, what do we have to look forward to? I sense no creations of note. Perhaps they have been made into fodder for experimentation, or perhaps they have been transferred to the deeper circles. Yet Hephaestus would never allow you safe passage. It was left a trial for you to overcome. You speak of hegemony, keyword of Abyssos. Although her presence is stained with marks of corruption, it is unmistakable. I knew her as a woman gifted in magic and blessed with a highly logical mind. While I can sense those qualities still within her still, there is something else at work. If I had to hazard a guess, I would say that's because she's already been twisted into a Hemitheos. Doubtless against her will. Aldine, Themis, we must rescue her from that cruel fate. And if we cannot, we can at least seal her away until we find a means to undo the damage. Your allies make you bold, Ericthonius. Very much look forward to seeing how far they carry you. That's a good unlocking scene. Father and son turning away from each other. Brilliant. Clear selection. 6th circle. Oh, Jesus. Nine minutes, really? Fuck me. Oh, jeez, everyone's on tonight. See, ideally I'd like to actually go into it alone, so I have to actually learn the mechanic and not play with people who are going to annihilate it the first time through, because they're better at playing the game than me. But on the other hand, there's a fucking 9-minute queue for this part of the thing. Lahabrea insists that the only way to save the star from the horrors lurking within Pandemony is summary destruction. However, Themis and Ericthonius succeed in convincing the Chief Keyword to allow you a chance to prove the worth of another way. You are tasked with interring hegemony, the keyword of Abyssos and a master of creation magics in her own right. Succeed in this and you may continue your journey into the facility's deeper circles. Fail, and Pandemonium, along with its warders and creations, shall be reduced to nothing. This was 585 too, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, one thing we can do is, go and redeem that ring we got. Whoa. I can meld some stuff into it too. Actually, I should probably look up to see if anyone's put together like a summoner biz for Abyssos. Oh, Jesus Christ, I keep running to the fucking Baldessian place. Words. Excellent. Oh, never mind. That was quick, at least. Alright. I have no hints for this fight, so this will be interesting. How well can I read a thing? This is also the arena we saw in the live letter at some point. Hey! Oh boy. Was there lyrics in the last one? I'm surprised we're getting, like, the full version of this now. Probably best to say at the Intercardinals. Dark 4. Okay. Yeah. Ah. Easy. Oh dear. Well, I picked the right side at least. Fuck. I should have run through. Fuck me. Probably getting, yeah. These are gonna tear off. Oh my god. side then. Those are swapping. Yep. What the fuck? Oh. Oh, fuck you. Oh my god, she's still going. Fuck me. Oh, that put the fear of God in me. Holy shit. Oh my god, I just realized they're requiring normal raid people to look at their fucking timers for buffs. Although I suppose you do have that, so like... Oh no. Okay, hopefully that's enough. Executed action has some silly. Oh yeah, I suppose we don't have a melee, do we? Oh, flashbangs you. There we go. Okay, can't get those. Let's go for boots. Yeah, fuck it. I'll do it again if I need to. Oh, wait, no, rings give me... Shit, I should have rolled on the rings again. Because I'm pretty sure... rings would also give me... the rings would give me... Wow, words are just not coming to me. They give me access to other jewelry other than just literally rings. Yeah, someone's still watching a cutscene. Also gonna guess for Savage will have different parasites that do different things. Right now is just Snake. Oh yeah, 100%. That seems like a really easy... That seems like a really simple mechanic to actually expound on. Also, they've also taught you that you need to be looking at the debuff timer as well. Granted, they have, like, an indicator for that, so, like, you can get it, but, yeah. Well, you don't need to look at it, but you need to be aware that you've gotten it. We've won. The keyboard is sealed away and alive this time. Lahabrea can't deny us now. I'm afraid you haven't considered how petty I can be. Servant of violence. Ericthonius seems eager to dispel Lahabrea's doubts. The song is great, though. Yeah, I didn't think we were getting the vocal version of that so early. It makes me wonder what the next two fights are going to be, music-wise. Our plan was a success, though I hardly need to tell you that. Hegemony has been sealed away, and now you have no choice but to admit the merit in our method. You have the right of it. I'm not so petty as to deny the achievements of those I've squabbled with, no matter how strongly we disagree. Moreover, this being either as thin as a retreating mist, unable to wield creation magics, yet powerful enough to subdue a Hemitheos, has made this ordeal far more interesting. Then we have leave to continue. As for that, there is one among you whose very presence puts the others at risk. It would be best to proceed without him, for failure would have consequences that reach far beyond Pandemonium. And of whom do you speak? Themis. Oh. A warder who cannot even conduct his duty without aid. In this place, hope alone is not enough to overcome what awaits you. A single misstep will send all to their doom. So long as we each do our part and look to the allies by our side, even a neophyte can upraise his companions. It's something an Aldine and Themis taught me. While I do not wish to express any bias, I am inclined to agree. If my investigation has made anything clear, it is that we are together greater than the sum of our parts. And hope has brought us this far. It drives us to seek the right path, and to act before the path lies closed to us. Then tell me, what is it you hope for? To see Hephaestus in chains. That's the surest way to prevent further sacrifices. I'm aware that destroying Pandemonium would rid us of him, but the cost is far too great. And I admit, I wish to know how he means to resurrect Athena. And there we have it. We must leave this place at once. I do not think to set foot in Pandemonium again. Are we really doing this again? Buddy, you are capable, that much is plain. Yet Hephaestus cannot be suffered to live. I shall not allow his talk of resurrection to poison mine or anyone else's minds. Life flows in a cycle. This is known. All souls return to the underworld, and Athena's is no exception. She has likely found a new vessel and a new journey to embark upon. You cannot be ignorant to the folly of Hephaestus' words. Even were he to breathe life into a body, the soul contained within would not be your mother's. What if our knowledge is imperfect? What if Hephaestus has discovered something that no one else has? He knows all that you do, understands the bitter reality of the world. He wouldn't pursue the impossible. That's a decent point. Like, if he is actually Lahabrea and as smart as him, like, surely there's actually a reason he thinks this is viable. Or at least pretends it is. Think, Ericthonius. I've already explained that he is merely my twisted reflection. Is it worth bringing back your mother if it means others are used and discarded like tools? Is it worth it to see her once more? Now you measure the worth of your colleagues' lives. What was that foolish braying about saving them? What was that foolish braying about saving them? Merely a performance to hide your childish devotion to your mother? Please, such barbs get us nowhere. We should first discuss... You would call me fool? You who murdered your wife in service to your ambition. For the sake of the star, no doubt. Oh dear. I can hear it again. That voice inside my head. I know who to follow. Hephaestus. Father. Mother. Oh, I love you so. This voice will guide me to you. No! Listen not. Listen not, Erechthonius. Fuck is that voice? Apologies. You told me that a calm heart stays the course, but I could never even grasp the rudder. Okay. The fuck just happened? Hephaestus is cunning despite his warped mind. Whatever took hold of Erechthonius, it made short work of his reason. From the moment he laid eyes upon me, I could sense his hatred and rage simmering below the surface. It was but a matter of time until it spilled forth, and that was when he fell into the spell's embrace. A magic woven with such skill that Erechthonius himself failed to notice it until it was too late. That was what Elidibus pointed out. If this is the measure of Hephaestus' power, then the other key wards had little chance to resist it. We saw his work during our encounter with Hesperos. Doubtless Hephaestus' magics fed his admiration and envy until there was room for naught else in his heart. And there was something else besides. Did you not feel the presence of another? Yeah. As I thought. Someone was trying to warn Erechthonius, but who? Could it have been one of the key wards? Alas, their warning arrived too late. I had already provoked Erechthonius past the point of no return. I bear the burden for this failure. In my stubbornness, I could but scorn the boy, and Hephaestus knew that. Now I dread to think of the ordeal that awaits him due to my rashness. There is yet time to save him. We can easily regain control of Abyssos, giving us a firm foothold from which to brave Pandemonium's lowest level. The enemy is within reach. Yep. Just 2 more circles. Just as with Hesperos, Erechthonius is in danger of being consumed by Hephaestus' spell. However, I have faith that he will not easily lose sight of himself. The way forward is clear. Lahabrea, pray tell us all you know of what we shall find beyond Abyssos. We can only assume one more key ward lies in wait. The deepest level of Pandemonium is called Tartarus. Of course it is. And your passage shall be challenged by not only by a key ward. Hephaestus has laid traps in every corner of its halls. We have no hope of surviving far past the threshold. That, I expect, is where Aldine shall shine. His dissolute ether shall allow him to slip through the traps unimpeded. We saw it when Hephaestus had no effect. Doubtless even he has yet to devise a countermeasure. And time is of the essence. Hephaestus is already well aware that you can match a keyword in battle. He will not stand idle while you stroll past his other defenses at your leisure. Agreed. However, clarity will be indispensable to our success, and I'm afraid I must insist upon it ere we depart. We have yet to discern to what end Hephaestus would use Erechthonius. If you know, I would ask that you enlighten us. And there is the matter of Athena. Why do you so fiercely rebuke Erechthonius' feelings for his mother? Well, I understand the very thought of resurrecting the dead is an anathema. You act as if grief over her passing should be equally so. How are we to grapple with what plagues our friends and drives our foe if you refuse to acknowledge it? I do acknowledge it. I wish only to spare those that feel it still greater pain. The fuck does that mean? So instead of being honest, you bicker like a child, and so you drove your son over the edge. Did you mean to protect Erechthonius with your silence? How dare you? No, you're right. The blame for Erechthonius' fate rests squarely on my shoulders. Very well. I shall lay bare the truth, but only after the foe before us has been laid low. Which is what exactly? Oh. The remaining keyword is Agdistis. She has served in Pandemonium since its inception, and her affinity for magic is peerless even among the keywords. Hephaestus knows that losing her would mean the end of his experiments. He has hidden her in a space unreachable by conventional means. But your presence makes mockery of such barriers. The scarcity of your ether means it will be trivial to send you directly to Agdistis. We shall approach as closely as caution will allow. We know where the battle will commence, so I do not anticipate difficulty in detecting your presence. From afar, I shall do my best to provide you with ground on which to fight and phantom allies to aid you. As for the interment, I have to think of a foolproof method. Interment shall not be necessary. From here I can sense Agdistis' essence, but it is scarcely recognizable. Hephaestus was more ambitious with her than he was with hegemony. She has been transfigured such that barely a scantling of herself remains. We can but take comfort in what mercy the underworld will be to her. Well, that sucks. No saving this one either. Get fucked. Seventh Circle. Erechthonius' mind falls into the hands of the enemy, and he is spirited away to Tartarus, Pandemonium's deepest circle. The only path to his rescue goes through Agdistis, whose magics are peerless among the keywords, even more so now that they have been augmented by Hephaestus' endless experimentation. To deliver a soul from suffering and bring Erechthonius to safety, you must face your most daunting foe yet. Okay, still 5 minutes. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to teleport directly there. We keep getting interrupted every other time. Labyrintho Seporia. Magic. Let's see, what do we got? Determination, spell speed, crit, determination. What have I got at the moment? Earrings are crit debt. Oh, no. Crit det, crit direct, crit direct, crit direct, determination spell speed. Okay. So crit det if I can get it. Crit direct hit. Cool. Hold up. Yeah, one of these was crit direct hit. What's the weighting on it? It's the other way around. Determination spell speed. What else have we got here? Crit det. Amulet, so that's a bracelet. Same weighting, but determination instead of direct hit. Same thing there. Yeah. I guess I'll take that. It's probably the closest I'm gonna get, honestly. Place that in the armory chest for now. Right, then we've got crit direct hit boots. Yep. Perfect. Roughly the same weighting too, so I can keep the melds. Nice. Spell speed direct hit. Where did I actually have spell speed on this? I feel like that was mostly melds now that I think about it. Oh yeah, there's a little bit there, and then I think the only other piece of gear I have that has that is the ring? Yeah, so I'm still treating spell speed like it's the fucking plague. So the chest is good. Probably don't want the pants. The boots are good. The helmet's not, so... Okay, then I need to look at the crafted gear in Than. Meanwhile, BLM be zooming. Yeah, exactly. No. Fuck it, I may as well go directly to Radzathan. Yeah, it's just, for Summoner, there are certain breakpoints you want to hit, because, if you're going to invest in spell speed, you might as well be getting another cast of, your demi-summon out, and if you're not getting that, then it's not worth getting the increased speed. Oh. Well. Shit. Yes. No, I did see a little bit of this one, actually. Christ. Well, that sucks. I think the closest thing to call that is a tree made from a person. I don't think it's made of multiple people, to be honest. Whoa, that's a huge hitbox. Holy fuck. Okay. Oh. No, thank you. It's Melee's dream, no positionals, 100% uptime. Yeah, really. Yeah, if I remember the form of this fight, it kind of makes sense that they did that because they kind of need to. There's a point in this fight where I think the entire arena becomes like a triangle, and if you can't hit something from the back, then what the fuck is this? Yep, okay. Are we doing the scrape again, or? No. Oh, now we're doing that thing again. Which one? Oh. Oh, God. Ow. Thanks, buddy. Oh, this is another Zodiac thing, isn't it? Oh. Neat. Oh my god, that looked like it almost hit us. Okay, so it's creating something else again. Oh my god. Savage Raider here. Ignore that missed GCD. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, none of that. What? Oh. Those hitboxes are bigger than... Oh, wait, no. They actually had weird paths. Okay, that's different then. Oh, that ain't good. I'm just gonna hard cast it. Fuck it. Easy. Just missed that. What? Oh, someone must have missed theirs. Oh, God. Oh. Nice. That'll do. Hopefully that happens soon. Please, thank you. Oh, I got attacked by the boss. I was gonna say, what the hell just hit me? But no, I got fucking meleeed by the... Probably because I'm second on threat. Oh my god, no, raise the tank. I don't think they know what's killing us. But yeah, the boss is like... dual autos, that's good to know. Yeah, he does. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, no, we got him. Alright, we got it. We got it. Whew. Let's shoot for another ring. Alright, I should be able to... Nice. I should be able to get that. If I don't get some commends for that, I'm gonna be annoyed. Oh, I throw a lot of reses out there. Me. Being the caster in the group that has the res, it obviously falls to me to do that as well, but... Yeah, nice. Nothing. Cool. Oh, Twitter, please. The moment Agistus was slain, the flow of ether and pandemonium focused keenly on this location, creating a tunnel of sorts through which we could quickly convey ourselves. It was almost as if we were ushered here. The space was created with care and concealed with powerful wards. Only a key ward would have been able to detect it, even with great difficulty. Go. If only I could restore Tartarus to order, but I'm afraid this is the most I can manage with such powers remains to me. It has been too long, Master Lahabrea. Likewise, Keyword Jadistus. I should not be surprised you were able to break free of Hephaestus' spells, even diminished as you were. It was not an easy task, even with your aid. His curses dig into one's heart, creating a storm of emotions that is all too easy to become lost in. Only by chance did a fragment of myself remain, illuminating a path through the madness. And thus I am able to appear before you now. Even while my body was powerless to resist Hephaestus' His command, some small part of my logical mind stood alone in defiance. It even managed to speak to the outside world. The report. That was you. Doubtless you recognize my voice from the many times I have called out to you. The hope that those pleas would not fall on deaf ears was all that kept me from succumbing into hopelessness. But I have a greater purpose here than simply saying my farewells. There is something you must know, that the tragedies of the past do not repeat in the present. Forgive me for what I am about to do, Master Lahabrea, but the story must be told. It is the only way to understand Hephaestus' fixation on Erichthonius. No longer can you hide your heart away. Hephaestus? No, the mask marks him as Lahabrea. Master Lahabrea had brought an end to Lady Athena's life, and sealed away a part of his memories and emotions within Hephaestus. These are my recollections of the moments following. And you truly have no intention of revealing the truth to Erichthonius? My lesser half is now buried where none can find it. We would be wise to do the same with our memory of this day. Blood should not sway the spirit so, but Athena's teachings have warped the boy. I fear he would see our star burn to keep his mother safe. Erichthonius believes that he feels love, but he is shackled by dependence. He could not bear the truth. His dependence makes it all the more important to be open with him. He will seek answers about his mother's loss, which shall inevitably lead him to you. Are you willing to accept the blame for Athena's death? Are you willing to accept your son's hatred? If that is what comes to pass, then so be it. Better to be burdened with hatred than the knowledge that Athena thought his body and soul were mere tools, to be used and discarded. Even were I to tell him what his mother plotted, he would ever seek reasons to believe that the true fault lies with me, or with him. Should he merely hate me, he will remain unfettered by doubt, free to serve the star, far from his parent's shadow. What the fuck did Athena plan to do with Erechthonius, then? Erechthonius loved his mother more than life itself, and yet... what a dreadful truth you've borne all this time. Such is Lahabrea's nature. Every action, every word, a solution to life's great dilemmas, and none to spare for his own. What I have revealed to you is but a small portion of a larger picture. I shall leave it to Lahabrea to paint the rest for you. And for Erechthonius, I hope. Thank you, Aegisthus. I always admired you, you know. What choice did I have when you sacrificed so much to guide our star to the heavens? Hephaestus has doubtless sensed that his final keyword has fallen. We should return to the surface before he moves to strike us here. If we are to face him, we must be prepared to bring our full strength to bear. Aegisthus was ever a bold woman, even in her final moments. She would unearth the secrets of my past for all to look upon. Still, full glad am I that she faced you as her last opponent. Could think of none more worthy to send her soul off to the other side. Get more crit. One final wish. Lahabrea would speak further of Athena's fate. The vision you saw told the story far more eloquently than I ever could. Athena was consumed by her research and was willing to sacrifice her own child if it hastened her progress. She did not offer him a position here out of a sense of love or pride. It was merely because she knew he would be the most pliable test subject. I see now why you hid the truth from him. I cannot say with certainty that Erechthonius could handle the weight of such betrayal after holding his mother on a pedestal for so long. Fuck? Charge, you piece of shit. Unfortunately, it seems not even her death has ensured his safety. Hephaestus has taken up Athena's research and succeeded in creating a Hemethioid. I know not what his ultimate end is, but his plain it is connected with the resurrection of Athena. That knowledge alone is sufficient to direct our next course of action. As for the rest of your story, we shall hear it after we have returned Erechthonius to safety, in accordance with Aegisthus' last wish. Very well. I can, at least, assure you that finding him shall prove relatively simple now that Hephaestus can no longer bend Pandemonium to his will. There is but one place left for him to find refuge, the Black Heart of Tartarus, where Athena built her testing compound. We can assume that Hephaestus will offer fierce resistance. We must focus every effort on securing a safe means of approach. Lahabrea, I would ask that you assume the duty of summoning Aldine's Phantom Warriors. I have no objections. My ability to fight within Tartarus would be greatly diminished in any case. However, I wish to deal the final blow to Hephaestus myself. There's no need to dirty your hands with such a deed. I take it then that you have no intent to seal him away as before? The presence I felt when I encountered Hephaestus bore little resemblance to the entity I created. By his own hand he has become something far more wicked, and the same magics that once shackled him may very well shatter before the power he wields. On my pride as a researcher, I am loath to repeat the same mistake twice. I would not see these events play out again, and so he must be extinguished. Well then, I shall open the way forward. May we finish this together. Why was your hair black in the trailer? Themis. Elidibus. Okay. The end is in sight. Return to me safely, friend. At last, Hephaestus' wicked plan is laid bare. He aims to use Erichthonius as a tool to resurrect Athena, former chief keyword of Pandemonium. Although his exact motivations remain shrouded in mystery, there is no time for doubt. Every idle moment allows Hephaestus to draw one step closer to completing his grand experiment. You hurry to the hidden experimental compound that this chain of twisted ambition might be broken at last. If I can manage to get there in time, I'm gonna quickly check out. Probably all went to the Red Mage. Oh, yeah. Fuck. Maybe. Red Mage was dead more often than not, though. That's fucking bullshit. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna review this one more time just so I remember which ones I probably want. So I want... Actually, I'm going to pull out Notepad for this. I want chest. No. Chest, boots. God damn, too quick for me. Jesus Christ, Athena.
Erichthonius is mine, heart and soul. And with your death, none will be left to stop me.
Shit. Perfect imperfection. Oh my god, we've got Lahabrea magic. And a third song, too. Alright.
Rest eternal in the dark depths of this prison.
He said the thing. Oh, shut the fuck up.
From fulgent flame my servants rise.
Sunforge.
Out of my sight! Leave naught but ash in your wake! Let sheep sorrow into your heart!
Right, so that's inside again.
A fitting death! Behold the fruits of sacrifice! You will know my rage!
Wait, does this have the, okay. Uh-huh. Oh, you can't hit him during that. Okay. There's a song this is like, and I don't remember what it is.
In flames embrace.
Fourfold fires? Oh no. Oh no, that's fine.
Go forth and sate your boundless hunger.
Yep. Okay. Oh, that's gonna happen again. And again.
From fulgent flame my servants rise.
That's inside.
Out of my sight!
Genesis Flame, pretty sure that's the AoE? Yep.
I shall see my wish fulfilled.
Bear witness.
You are prey to be consumed.
Into the shadows. Oh. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, why is my...
Sear flesh from bone.
Oh no, what is that doing? Okay. There'll be a side that doesn't have the thing. That. Alright. Again. God, that
Not but ash in your wake.
doesn't give you a lot of time to work with. It's inside.
I'm tired of this farce.
Use the AoE again.
Behold the fruits of sacrifice.
Okay, back to the Chimera thing.
You will know my rage.
Okay.
Praying before a god. Perish in flame's embrace. Go forth and sate your boundless hunger. From fulgent flame my servants rise. A fitting death. Shall see my wish fulfilled. You are prey to be consumed.
GG, old man. Well, young man, I guess, because you look like a young Lahab. Whatever. Get wrecked. Fuck yeah. Boots. No. Alright. Didn't get the minion. Sad boys. Holy shit, come on, thank you. Jesus Christ. The chain of events that led to this moment began with my error, when out of mercy I confined you here. Now I break it, leave no trace of you behind. This is not over. I see you will not go peacefully. What? Wasn't he just in the... Even a cast-off would uphold his pride, though such an impulse must speak to the overwhelming arrogance of my other half. The name Hephaestus shall grow to eclipse yours. None shall remember the deeds of Lahabrea once I fulfill Athena's ambition and bring Erechthonius' dream to life. You speak as if you care a whit for the boy. Why then do you cower behind him? There are some desires which must not be realized. Athena would see the world destroyed if it meant she could find hers in the ruins. As for Erechthonius... he knows not what his wish would beget. A truth which you have hidden from him. Do you truly believe a father's role is to deceive and manipulate? You would claim the name Hephaestus and call yourself his father, yet you bind his mind and body in dark chains. Your words and your pride ring hollow. Athena wanted her son by her side, and when he desires to return there. What wickedness is there in mending a broken family? Athena cared naught for Erechthonius, beyond how he could serve her ends. You claim to be acting in his interest, but 'tis plain you are no different. As I ushered Athena to her end, I vowed that my sole mission in life would be to guide this star true. In service to that vow, I silenced the whispers of my heart. I could not nurture a son whilst an entire world looked to me for guidance. For that choice, I bear the responsibility. Yet he is still my son, and I'll not suffer you to seduce him with false hope. You, who are naught but the bitter dregs of Athena and I, the very worst of us. Mother, she... No. Then who... How do I... Trust in Lahabrea. I hear you. I owe you and Themis an apology. Athena, did you ever? And Lahabrea, I will have my say. What are you doing? Oh. How? His mind was mine. Can't explain. Aldine's words reached me through the haze. They rang loud and clear. As did the words of another, a voice much like yours, but with resounding truth. How? When did you master these bonds? Oh, we've interred much worse. You worthless... You... Get wrecked, idiot. Huh. In the stone for his station. It appears my failures have borne fruit after all. You did well, son. Where are we? The Phastos' essence contained in this crystal, we may safely return Ericthonius above. He would bind Hephaestus with only half his senses intact. You quite understand his adeptness in the art of interment. It's hardly what I had in mind, but a feat deserving of praise nonetheless. You goddamn right. Truth and perfect. Lahabrea is looking at Ericthonius with concern. This bumper sticker, honk if the 2003 cult film Final Destination subconsciously prevents you from driving behind trucks with oversized loads. God. I feel no trace of Hephaestus' poison in your mind, and for a blessing it would appears your body is none worse for wear. Why did you have black hair in the trailer? Or in the fucking promotional art? I made my way here as soon as I could. I no longer sense Hephaestus, and the force assailing Pandemonium's barriers has ceased. Are we rid of him for good and all? So, what's the threat going to be for the final wing, I wonder? I see. Despite his muddled senses, Ericthonius felt that to seal Hephaestus away was the proper course. It wasn't so noble as that. I only knew something had to be done, so I acted. Lahabrea, is that how you dealt with Hephaestus in the past? Indeed. It was naught but the parts of my memory and soul that I had cut away. Massive ether without a material vessel. Storing his essence within a crystal was the most logical choice. On that matter, I believe the time has come for you to share the rest of your tale of Hephaestus' creation at Athena's end. I heard your words, but only vaguely, as if from under the surface of a deep pool. My mother wished to use me? I would hear the whole truth. I want to know what happened here, and what drove Athena to act as she did. I'm ready. Athena's brilliance outshone us all. Even the other members of the Words of Lahabrea were as children in comparison. So dedicated to research was she that it was not unheard of for her to forget meals or even sleep. Her mind was ever grasping for knowledge, and it was in this endless search that she became obsessed with uncovering the secrets of life. See, while we can conceive life in various forms, the means of creating a soul are beyond our ken. Similarly, though we can enhance and alter our physical vessels, we have ever been bound to them. Athena's purpose was to shatter these limitations. Such limitations as were not meant to surpass. She sought to enter the realm of the gods. Scarce few have the ability to comprehend what such a task entails, let alone the courage to attempt it. For most, the thought would be an idle fancy, considered once and then discarded. Not so for Athena. As leader of the Words of Lahabrea, I spoke with her often about transcending our being. From an academic perspective, the challenge has plagued countless researchers through the ages. It was during these musings that I began to formulate a theory. the means by which a person could meld with a creation. The weaknesses of one would be mitigated by the strengths of the other, and the result could be something greater than we have ever imagined. Although it was but a theory, Athena insisted I develop it further, curious about every detail along the way. Our conversations became more frequent, and our platonic relationship grew into something much more. I take it I was born not soon after. Just so. I believe she bore true affection for me, and was blind to her hidden intentions. I believe she bore true affection for me. When Pandemonium was built and she requested to lead the researchers, I saw no reason to deny her. Even setting aside our relationship, her accomplishments as a scholar made her the obvious choice. However, in giving her Pandemonium, I also gave her free rein to conduct whatsoever experiments she could desire. And when you found out what she was doing, you killed her. I made haste to Pandemonium the moment I learned of these hidden chambers. I left Adgistus to keep watch from Tartarus's vestibule as I ventured deeper, knowing not what would await me. As for what occurred next, 'tis best to see with your own eyes. Oh. Is that me? You are well aware that out of respect for our neighbors in Elpis, the researchers of Pandemonium are not to be masked. Yet you stand before me with your face covered. What petty defiance is this? What indeed? So quick you are to rebuke me, though you yourself have not set foot in these halls since their inception. You must have known that you could not conceal this from me, myself and Adgistus forever, as well you know that I cannot allow it to continue. I shall say this but once. Release Erechthonius, else I shall have no choice but to strike you down. I would meet my end at the hands of none other. However, ere my time is come, I will have you know the why of it. Then you will not desist. Once you understand what has driven me this far, you shall see that stopping was never an option. The feelings of one weigh little against the needs of the entire star. Of course, of that I am well aware, but you did not deign to descend from your lofty heights simply to lecture me as you would a child. You have an interest in my motivations. What possessed Athena, a peerless researcher and mother to the son of the great Lahabrea? Wait. And mother to the son... Oh, mother to the son of... Bleh. I connected wires there. To embark upon the path to her downfall. History will demand an answer, but it is not you who deserves one. Give me your hand, Lahabrea, and we shall... Fucking goddammit. Give me your hand, Lahabrea, and we shall know one another more deeply than ever before. Impossible. You bonded your souls? So the fusion thing that we saw in Heavensward, then? Aye. That the boundaries between us would cease to be. She offered me everything to be understood. I found myself unable to refuse. At that moment, my mind was a storm of questions, yet one roared the loudest. Did Athena ever truly love me? I am become my memory and mind. And I thee. That's the thing. Can you feel it? My heart, all that I am. Yes, as if it were my own. A fathomless desire to dissect the mysteries of life, to transcend our mortal flesh and bleed into our higher plane of existence. An unquenchable thirst for knowledge. Oh, not a single thought spared for another, for the star. How disappointing. Yet what is known cannot be unknown. You have beheld my life's work. Try as you might to excise the memory, the seed of desire remains. And when it takes root, you too shall be consumed by the selfsame fervor. I will dig it out. I will dispense with the corruption of my soul ere your rotten insight spreads. Twas my weakness that let this wickedness fester, but never again. Today I cast aside fickle emotion and abide in duty alone. Today I renounce all that I was, and live only as Lahabrea. Huh. And that was reminiscent of the title image for the raid to begin with. Thus did I forsake the part of myself that had been polluted by Athena, sealing it within a crystal. Never did I think I would one day face those memories made flesh. Forgive my bluntness, but your actions bordered on insanity. To go to such lengths to escape your memories, you nearly rewrote your very existence. Rest assured, the change did not go unnoticed by our colleagues in the convocation. Igeorm and Emmett Selk in particular made plain the suspicion they harbored. As well they should have. That you escaped with your life was nothing short of a miracle. Why didn't you destroy the crystal then and there? Did you think to one day make use of the knowledge it contained? I will not deny such considerations played into my decision, but my main motivation was fear. I had never attempted such a feat before. The crystal was my sole recourse should something go awry with the remainder of my soul. In hindsight, to cling to it was a mistake born of doubt. Athena must have anticipated that I would resort to such measures and prepared a vessel beforehand that would accept the dregs of my soul. Hephaestus doubtless believed he was performing his duty as a husband and father should. Yet in truth he was but a puppet being pulled to and fro by Athena's desires. His goal was not to raise himself high, He thought only of seeing his dear Athena alive again, that she might finish what she had begun. Yet, for all of that, he and I were alike. We had shared a fatal flaw, you see. Our need for control blinded us to other perspectives. While I was in thrall of Hephaestus, you called out to me. What say you now? Does Lahabrea speak true? Yep. You did promise. Yes, and now it's your turn to do the same. You did promise. I just want to know one thing. Did you truly believe that hiding the truth was best for me, even knowing how I felt about my mother? The Lahabrea I know had a fatal flaw, after all. I'm still not convinced. I have said all that I can say. Now it is for you to choose to believe me, or not. The Lahabrea I know holds duty above all else. I would sooner prostrate myself before an erupting volcano than place my fickle emotions in his path. When you return to the surface, you'll doubtless don that mask once more. So before we climb out of this forsaken pit, I suppose I should say... Thank you, Hephaestus. Okay. What's up? I've heard enough. There is more I would yet discuss, but we should first return to Pandemonium's gates. I'll gather my thoughts on the way. I owe you an apology, Haldane. It was due to my own inexperience that Hephaestus was so easily able to take hold of my mind. I also owe you thanks. If you and Themis hadn't chosen to brave the chaos occurring in Pandemonium, then I would have never known Lahabrea's story. My father's story. It was a tale I too was fascinated to hear. Very much look forward to speaking with Azim upon my return. Cannot help but wonder how much of this he foresaw. I'm afraid I cannot allow that, Elidibus. So long as you retain control of Pandemonium, there is work to be done. But of course, we shall first free the remaining warders and restore this place to its former glory. Using the facilities in Tartarus, we should be able to reverse the changes made to their bodies and minds. I shall stay behind to oversee the process. That is all well, but I must yet learn why I was considered the key to Hephaestus' experiments, and how he intended to revive Athena. Such questions are best left unanswered. In fact, I forbid the pursuit of that knowledge. The boundary between man and creation shall never again be crossed. I intend to destroy the crystal containing Hephaestus' essence, if this mistake never again repeats. I see no reason to gainsay your judgment. There is yet the matter of your crystal, however. Truth be told, I had not considered its origin until I saw the one containing Hephaestus' ether. I was struck by how wholly different they were. There is another? Yeah, we found like an empty one in our time that begged me to come to Pandemonium. Imbuing a crystal with memory is a simple process. Storing a message, a warning even, would be something altogether more complex. This also means that someone besides the present company, and Azim, was aware of the plot unfolding within Pandemonium. Then why would they not make themselves known, even now? No threats remain. Perhaps it's one of the other warders. We shall question them after they are freed. That task may take some time. Resource I'd rather not steal more of from you. Return at your leisure, and we shall share our results then. You've done more than enough for the time being. I am of the same mind. Leave the loose ends to us, and continue upon your journey. Or, if you are so inclined, take a much-needed repose. This talk of journey smacks of Azim. As well it should. He has pledged to keep moving until he has seen every corner of the world. If you do find yourself with a spare moment, you might bring that crystal of yours to Lahabrea. He may be able to offer further insight. Until then, my friend. Like, am I just remembering that fucking, Am I just remembering the patch art incorrectly? Did Themus's hair not, like, actually change, or am I just... I'm gonna actually try and find that fucking... That really does look like he has black hair. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe we'll see a glimpse of it in the, little ending here. I suspect there'd be something. Why, if it isn't Aldine. Excuse me if I'm not my usual chipper self, but we have not been without our difficulties in your absence. You see, communication with the airship Professor Claudine commissioned for his search was lost some time ago, and now we've quite lost track of where he might be. Shit. To make matters worse, Nemgigi has just sent word of an unusually large amount of energy coming from somewhere within the ethereal sea. I was just on my way to the Aisha scope, in fact. Please, you must come with me. Oh god, why are we going to the ethereal sea? Oh fuck, this is... Oh no. This can't be good. What the fuck? Wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the fuck? What is that? Is it real? Why is it that whenever dangers visits the world, you are never far behind? Oh. Fortuno. And you two. Professor Claudine's assistants, I take it. As you arrived before me, I take it that you are involved in this. I would thank you to furnish me with an explanation. How did this end up in the ethereal sea? What the fuck? I think it's just the way the light hits his head and casts shadows. I don't know. I guess I'll find out. While the research summary you submitted to the forum gave us no cause for concern, these details are alarming. The Professor's last message indicated he was on his way to Azisla, but we know not whether he ever reached his destination. rash endeavor, even for Claudine. But he has ever allowed the thrill of discovery to cloud his better judgment. We have no recourse but to entreat Ishgard's aid in searching for him. As for that unsightly fortress which materialized in the ethereal sea, pandemonium, was it? It cannot be left alone. For the time being, information regarding this matter must be strictly controlled as to minimize panic. We will gather those with knowledge of the ethereal sea and continue monitoring it for further irregularities. You two, submit a detailed report to the forum at once. At present, we have far more questions than answers. Nevertheless, I would ask for your assistance at such a time that our investigation is concluded. Very good. Now, if you excuse me, I must apprise the forum of what has occurred here. Well, shit. Just when we need him the most, Professor Claudine remains unaccounted for. He even brought the crystal with him. We are left with scarce few straws to grasp at. While I am but a lowly assistant, even I can see that our two current problems are likely related. The same party or phenomenon may be responsible for both. Conversely, I see now that my unexperienced imagination failed to do Pandemonium's pitiless spires justice. I can only wonder if that facility itself traversed the ages, did the creations within do the same? What are the keywords? But answer to those questions shall come in time, I am sure. For now, I must do as Master Fortuno asked and write that report. As for you, Aldine, pray get what rest your responsibilities will allow. When next we call upon you, I wager we shall need you in prime condition. Yeah, I don't doubt that. Oh, and that's it. Well, shit. Yeah, I don't know. It must be the light, but his hair looks like a lot darker in that shot, so I don't know what to make of that. Yeah, so that's gonna be it. Now, I am, yeah, we got through everything in 6.2 I wanted to on stream, like, immediately, so that's good. I can't do Tataru's stuff until I do Void Arc. I'm probably going to focus still on Hildebrand still. I think we're going to try and do the Extreme Trial at some point this week. I don't know if that's going to be... We might be tomorrow. I think people in the guild were talking about it earlier, so... Or the Free Company were talking about it earlier, so I think I might be doing that tomorrow. Depends. Yeah, beyond that, it's probably going to just be a normal week. Don't know what I'm going to do Friday. Depending on how I feel, might be Elden Ring, might be Path of Exile. Getting through a decent amount of Path of Exile despite, like, the kind of problems balance-wise and stuff like that, so that's been good. But yeah, I've got a couple of things in mind for Friday. I'll probably take tomorrow off, like, streaming anything other than the trial if we end up doing that. Yeah, and then on the weekend, we've got Nirvana Initiative. So that'll be fun. Yeah. And then we've got Savage next week. Don't know how much of that I'm going to be streaming. Depends on if I'm on prog or not. I did end up not streaming a lot of the Savage stuff I ended up doing in Asphodelos. Basically because I didn't find streaming just me learning the fight that entertaining and fulfilling, honestly. Like, I like when all of us are kind of, like, trying to figure shit out in that, not when, like, I'm the only one who hasn't done the fight. Yeah, it's not as enjoyable for me, and I feel like it's less an interesting stream, to be honest, but, yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Abyssos. Depends on, yeah, things. But, yeah. That's about it then. So, thank you very much for watching live or on the VODs. I really appreciate it. Hope you all have a lovely day, and I hope to see you all next time.